What's going on, guys? Welcome back to ItsDjLee TV. And I want to go ahead and I want to take you guys through this Maschine Tutorial by Native Instruments. If you don't have Maschine 2 or any type of machine right now, go ahead and download that right now from Native Instruments. It's going to bring you to the actual Native Access link. It's going to download that Native Access link. And just like Pro Tools, that's going to be the powerhouse for all your updates on your Native Instruments, your compact, your massive, your machine. All the updates and everything will go through that exact I'll say a powerhouse. I don't know what they call them nowadays, but that's where it's going to happen. Just like how Pro Tools has Avid Link, this one right here has Native Access. All right, now I figured I'll take you guys through the native, not the native, but through the Maschine tutorial, because in my first Pro Tools session, we got real far. And my next Pro Tools session, my tutorial, we're going to talk about Maschine, because I'm going to use Maschine to make some music. And that's what I use when I do make music. So I might as well bring you through the Maschine tutorial right now. All right, so once again, if you don't have Maschine right now, take a look at it right now, download it. And if you don't want to use it, that's cool. Just take a look at what I'm doing, and I'll explain a little bit of my process and help you guys to, I guess, enhance your process. All right, so first things first, when you do download Maschine, you will be greeted by this screen right here. This is your workspace, and they call this your creative space in Maschine. You have two other windows. You have your song window and your mix window. We'll get to that in a second. But as soon as I get into Maschine, just like any other DAW or any other workspace, I go up top to the settings and see what I'm dealing with. First and foremost, I have my general. These are my projects, my recording audio, metronome, enable it, your volume. That's pretty much it right there. The most important thing that you want to look at is your audio. Your audio, where is it going out to? Right here, I have my audio set up to right here, my AP extended audio driver, so I can record the screen and everything and the sound. Aside from that, it will probably normally be in my Scarlett. All right. You could change your sample rate right here. We're gonna work at a 48,000 right here. All right. Buffer size at 512. My ins and my outs right here. My media. I'm sorry, not my media, but my MIDI. You can see what's hooked up right now. My Oxygen Pro MIDI keyboard is hooked up, plus my Maschine 2 hardware that goes with the software is hooked up. I have my defaults as far as templates and samples and all that stuff like that. My library, you can see right here where all your library sounds are going to be stored, and it's reading these folders. So if you're looking for some sounds that you're not finding in here, you want to rescan these right here. All right. You have factory ones and you have user ones that you have in your computer. You can always add a folder right here and then rescan it, see if it inputs it. All right. If not, you have to manually find it and bring it in there. You have your plugin, same thing right here. All right. It's going to scan for those. All right. I have all types of plugins that go across my Mac and all the different DAWs that I use. And they're all right here. I can always rescan right here. You see what I'm saying? Hardware, like I said, my Maschine is plugged in. It's going to read that. The sensitivity of the pads on my hardware, you could change that from touch sensitive to very sensitive to not very sensitive to soft to hard to linear. Your display brightness, your touch sensitive knobs. You have your colors you could change, and that's pretty much it for that folder. After that, you want to go ahead, you want to click right here on file. Take a look at this. You can see you can start a new session. You can open up an old one, a recent one. You can save this one, save it as, say you want to save a copy like, okay, this one has no bass drum. This one has, no bass drum, no kick. This one has no bass guitar, or this one's just a raw file, or this one's the master mix. You can save different types of them. All right. At the end of each project, you want to export the audio. You can save project with samples as well. Right here, you can undo, redo, edit. And you have different views. Like I said before, you have your ideas page, which is this page. You have your song page, which is this page right here. All right. Then you have your mix page, which is this page right here. All right. Next, we have the controller, which one is hooked up, my Maschine Studio. And I like this machine. I started off with the Maschine Micro, like a lot of people, but the Maschine Studio definitely blows that bad boy out of the water. It's very, very, very easy to use. And I'm and I'm enjoying this machine. All right. Next, what I do, as usual, I come right here and I take a look at what I have up top. Usually up top has all of the buttons that you're really going to be using and need to know, such as your play, your restart, your record, your loop, and your BPM. All right. Of course, you could link your BPM to other DAWs like Pro Tools, Fruity Loops, anything else. You could do that right here. Right here, you have your BPM. You just grab it, drag it up and down. That's what that's for. All right, and I'm debating if I want to make a beat with you guys today or if I want to just show you guys how this thing works. I'll probably make a little sample beat to show you a few things. Next we have our swing. You want to add some swing to this. Right here's your time signature. You have your scene that you're working on. Then you can sync it. Then you can connect your board or reconnect it. This is your master power for sound. Right here is going to be all your scenes. All right. Now, first and foremost, you want to hear sounds. You have to make a group. You get a group, and inside of each group is a whole bunch of sounds. And you could choose those sounds to make patterns, which is these patterns right here. And you could always make more than one pattern with a group. So you could have a pattern that goes across, that goes like this. Let's say I open up one of my folders that have Hopstar sounds, all right? And these are some of my cool sounds. I love these sounds right here. And let's say I have a folder that goes like this. I'm just gonna play on a 4/4 floor beat like it's EDM, and I want you guys to hear the sound. All right, I'm just gonna hit play. Play's gonna start the loop. All right, I'm gonna change my pattern so that it says 1. All right, so right here, I'm just gonna show you what we're looking at. Right here, this is where it's gonna start. Your pattern's gonna start at 1, bar 1, all the way on the left. All right, this is your length. Right now, it's a 1 bar loop. I could change both. All right, where my pattern starts, where it ends. All right. And I'm just gonna put a 4/4 beat real quick, all right, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right. All right, I could go ahead and I could add a hi-hat to this real quick, right? And very simple, I have 2 sounds going on right now. And I can go and I can add a tap to this. Right? I can move the tap around. It's pretty straightforward. All right, I could take a tap, I could duplicate it, slide it around. All right, I can move it in between. All right, there's a lot of different things we can do right here. We can come down here, we could change the grid that we're looking at. All right, we could change it to, we have 1/8 notes right here, 1/2 notes. Let me just stop this real quick. We could change it to triplets. All right. You could take the grid off by pressing this right here, but I wanted to show you guys this right here so that I can show you guys the scenes. All right, so I made that because I said we had to make a group first. So once you make a group, you have 16 sounds in each group that you could add up to, right? So it's 16 sounds, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 group banks, but you get 8 slots of 8. So you could do 8 16s, 8 groups of 16 sounds, 8 times. Do you understand that? Then you could do it again. It allows you to do that like 8 more times. So pretty much you can use as many sounds as you want. Maschine is crazy, absolutely nuts. All right, but like I said, say we have a beat that goes like this, right? And we want to come up here. This is our pattern 1, that beat we just made. We want to duplicate it. All right, so now we have that pattern 2 different times. So let's say I want to take out the knocks on that one. I could just rename this one. All right, kick and hi-hat. All right, and with that being said, I have 2 different scenes right here. And usually when I do this, I like to call this a full. When I put all of my sounds in there, I call it full. Then I say, okay, if I make another scene like that, I'm gonna call it kick and hi-hat. And you can see it change when I click on the next one. All right, now that's gonna come into importance later on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. And like I said before, we have different things we can do with not Pro Tools, but Maschine. Right here we have our channel. We can change the master, group, sounds. We could change the inputs, the outputs. We could have aux buses for any other effects we want to do or whatever. All right, same thing with the sound. You can change your groove, your macros. Right here we have our pattern mode. Right here we have our MIDI mode, aka our keyboard mode, where you have the piano right here. So say that you have sounds loaded up, you can play them on your keyboard like I'm doing right now. and you could pretty much play them and see what you're playing, or you could just highlight them and put them in. All right, cool stuff like that. Once you highlight it, put it in. You could drag it out. All right, as long as you want. Maschine is insane. I love Maschine way better than any other beat making software I think that's out there. Sampler mode right here, you can have a sound. Let's say we load up that hop star sound one more time. Let's get our hop star sound. Boom. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna load up a sound, and we're gonna just look at it because we can edit that sound. All right, we got that sound. Let's take a look at it, the edit. And this is the actual sample, right? So I could play the sound, right, on the keyboard. I could slice that sound over here. All right, I could double click right here, slice it right here, boom. Now I got slices of this sound. I could play it if I wanted to on the keyboard. I could zone the sound off onto the pads as well. All right, right here is the pad mode. I could assign each sound to a certain pad. I could change where the pad is. You see what I'm saying? I could go right here and change it to where I wanted to assign it from. I could change it. Boom, boom, boom. The next thing that we're gonna take a look at is, you could choke it or link it also. The next thing we're gonna take a look at is the sounds, because I know a lot of guys are like, okay, we know, I see that we can use these things, but where are the sounds? Now, before we look at the sounds, we have to actually go to one more place. Let's go to our song screen where you can see what you're layering. Once you make your sounds and your scenes, you can start formatting your song. All right, right here is your mix board, like I was saying. All right, you get the opportunity to use your fader. All right, you have groups. You can add plugins right here. You can add aux buses. All right, more plugins. This is your master fader on the far right. And like I said, when you go back to the screen, if this comes up like this, just click right here at this search button and you could look at for all your sounds. So over here is your files. It shows you all of your computer files or whatever things may be stored. Right here, your library, this is where all your sounds are. All right. You have 7 banks. All right. And they have crates and then sub crates. So pretty much this one's called your project crate, your group crate, your sounds crate, instrument crate, effects crate, loops crate, and your one shots. Right here is your user sounds, and you can make sure that this is pretty much everything that you worked on your computer bounced out those full files. All right. Now, next thing you can do is you can make sure that when you click this, you unclick it, or else when you come back over here, you're gonna be confused as to where your sounds just went. All right. So unclick that. All right. We're gonna take a look at our groups, because this is gonna be the best thing for you guys starting off. It was when I started off. The 8-ball kit, you could just click on a kit, press down here where you see the speakerphone, and it will sample that kit. All right. Pretty cool, right? You could change the BPM and hear it in context. All right. It's pretty cool what you can actually do with this. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna turn that off, and we're gonna load up this kit right here. We'll load this up. All right, and we're gonna play around with it for a second so we can see what we have and what we're working with. All right, I have this kit right here. Let's load up another kit over this side. I know of a brass kit. There should be a brass kit or a brass sound somewhere around here. We use the brass stabs. All right, and we're gonna play with these sounds and see if we can make something real quick at a good BPM. All right, let's see what BPM you want to work with. Let's bring it down to like 90. 90 is usually a good calm chill range. All right, so I'm gonna play this with the metronome on. All right. And there's like a slight delay on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually draw these notes in instead of me trying to play them. All right. So we'll turn the metronome off. We'll come right here to D. All right. We'll play that for us. All right. We'll just highlight, alternate, and we'll bring that on to E. Dun. Dun. We'll go up. We'll go up. Dun. Yeah, double that. Dun. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, let's bring this back slightly. It's weird because I don't like how that sounds. Alright, so we'll just take that right there and I'll adjust it accordingly. Let's see if I can back this up. And the cool thing about this software is you have a nudge option where you can nudge and you can just slide it over like this. Alright. And we're gonna try to sync this up to the right sound because this sounds kind of crazy and I don't like the way that sounds. Alright. We're also going to sync this up. Let's quantize that to, let's change this to eighths. And we'll quantize that on eighths. And we'll restart that. Hear that sounds. Alright. This is iffy. Very iffy. Very suspect. That down to 2 and we'll just double that 2 bars because that's not that bad. We can work with that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this sound really simple. We're just gonna add some light drums to it. But I want to show you a lot more about this thing, so we're gonna turn that sound down. We'll come right up here. All right, play that sound. We'll just drop it down a little bit. All right, and we let that play in the background. I'll come right here to one of the sounds we have. All right, see if we can find a hi-hat. I might have to change this kit to, I'll add another kit. All right. Let's add a little 808 kit. Find a hi-hat. And I'm just gonna play this one on a quick, what is this, 8th note. Might sound better with 16th notes. I don't know. All right, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So much of a delay going on while I'm playing these sounds. It's too much offbeat. So, but what we're gonna do right now, aside since I don't want to do that with you guys, I'm gonna show you guys another option. All right, and this is one that I do sometimes, not all the time. What I'm doing right now is you can go to your group, and once you start figuring out your sounds you like, you could take a sound. All right, you could click it, you can cut it. You can add it to a new group as this sound as sound number 1. I can go to this group, and if I like this bass stab, I'll take the bass stab, cut it, and I'll move it to the same group as sound number 2. And now I'm building my own packs, my own sample packs, pretty much. And I'm saving them right here by going to save or save as or save with samples, and then naming those tracks. And once I do that, I'm able to actually come up here to the top. Let me just delete these tracks real quick. All right, I can come to the top and I can just open them right back up. So we'll open this one up as Hopstar 23, one of my sample packs. I'm sorry, one of my my sound packs that I use for my Hopstar album. All right, if you guys haven't checked that out, check it out right now. Life of a Hopstar virtual tour is going crazy right now. Hopstar Lifestyle Volume 3 is coming soon. Stream that. All right, Now, this is all the sounds from that pack. All right. One thing I do use is Arcade. So you can go to Arcade. Arcade is pretty much a royalty-free sample machine. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like you can use all these different samples that come with Arcade from output. So what I would do is I would go right here to my plugins. This is channels. This is plugins. I will go to the Arcade spot. And if I'm working at 98 BPM, I'll come up here to the plus sign. You're on Arcade, I'll go to the sound. If you're on Arcade, you gotta go to sound. All right, this is how you edit your sound. You edit your sounds on sound mode. You edit the whole group on group mode. So you can add a plugin, EQ, filters, cabinets, chorus, anything like that to the group or to the master or to the sound. But whatever one that's highlighted, that's what you're adding it to. All right. So when you go to Arcade, we're gonna click right here. All right, we're gonna open up Arcade by hitting this little arrow right here. Arcade is gonna open up, and it's gonna bring up this. This is Arcade. Let me go to the home screen so you guys can take a look. Pretty much, they give you all of these different lines. That's what they call them, lines. And on these lines is like pretty much different genres of sounds that you could take from, and you can make some music. It gives you musical ideas. You know what I'm saying? We'll go to something from go to Poolside's a good one. We'll go to some Poolside. Should I do Poolside or should I use Drip? Drip might be more hip hop. So you can always download the newest sounds that just came out. I'll go to Sad But True. See what it sounds like. Alright. This is gonna show you the key. You can change the sounds up. It's already on a loop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this right here. Alright, I'm gonna start this up. Put a metronome in. And we could leave it like that. And what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna turn the metronome off because it gets kind of annoying after a while. I'm gonna go down here and you have it on loop. I recorded a 4-bar loop, so I'm gonna come down here, take a look at that, make sure it stretches out to 4 bars, and then I'm gonna add some. I'm actually gonna double this and go to 8 because I feel like there's something that was cut off. So we're gonna drag this out to 8. 6, go a little more. Alright, I'm gonna close this. Oh no, so let's drag it back down to 4. Alright. Go back to the drums and I'm gonna add some drums to this. Something calm, very simple, because it's lagging in my headphones, so if I play it, it's gonna sound lagged off. Alright. We'll add the kick drum to 1. We'll add the kick drum to alright, let's see what we're dealing with. Double that. And we're also going to add a hi-hat up in there. Definitely not that hi-hat. Let's go faster. And it's so simple. You see what I did? I just took like 3 sounds and I automatically have something that I can cook up to. If I wanted to use this, I wouldn't use this, you know what I'm saying? But it's here for you to use. And if you have any problems with this, just let me know what you guys are having problems with. Now I'm just gonna drag these to where they belong. I can change the sound, the how hard they hit, back off on it. Bring it back to where it belongs. All right, change that. Change that. And you can really just continue to just build and build and build. I don't know, like this is not, like I said, this is not something I planned on making right here, but we could live with it, you understand? But now, like I said, you could take this simple loop right here and you can just start taking things out, putting things back, making new scenes. And once you do figure it out, like say that we want to duplicate this scene right here, let's duplicate this scene and we'll call this first scene full. Like I said, I like to call it full. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the pattern, we'll say pattern 1, right? Rename this. I'll name this intro, right? Let's say on the intro we don't want anything on the intro except for the slow hi-hat, right? The slow hi-hat. All right, so now so now it goes. Right, and then when I go ahead and I drop the whole thing, you want it to transition to go like this right there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to come up here to our full window mode, click on the plus, and we want that to happen for the first 4 bars. All right, at a 98 BPM, that's probably gonna be about 4 bars of an intro. We'll go to scene. It could be 4, it could be 8. This is a cool BPM because you can do either or. We're gonna go to scene 1, put that down right there. All right, and then come back right here. For this sake, I'll duplicate this and for scene 1, we rename this. We'll name this intro, and we'll put the intro on this one. Scene 1, we'll call this one full. So I rename both factors. I rename the scene and I rename the actual pattern. All right, so now when I come back over here, full's right here. I'll call this one, we go to intro. Well, it should be vice versa. Cool thing about that is you could drag it from here to in front. So now you have the intro first, then you have the full next, and then now you listening. As long as it's highlighted, you listen to it. As long as this high bar is highlighted. And like, it's really simple to make music on this it's not even a DAW, but it's like a beat maker. You see what I'm saying? And then it will not loop. All right, it will not loop over and over unless you hit the loop. All right. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description for the arcade. I'm also going to leave a link for the machine. All right. I'm going to leave a Hopstar link to hear my album. And I want you guys to understand that there's so much you can do with this. All right. If you're not using these sounds, all right, those groups, you can use individual sounds. It comes with a whole array of sounds, just different stuff. It comes with instruments, funny sounds, actual vocals. You understand? It comes with a few effects, some loops. The one shots I've used a lot over the years. That's the interesting part. Especially when I first started, I was using a lot of one shots. Then I just started making my own sounds. And when you start to get experience with this DAW, this beat software, you'll be able to actually make things happen. All right. I actually, like I said, I love this machine. If you are thinking about getting a machine, let me know in the comment section. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. All right. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, I'm out. Hopstar Lifestyle Virtual Tour is going crazy right now. Life of a Hopstar Volume 3 will be coming soon. All right, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Any questions, once again, email me at itsdjleemusic@gmail.com or just leave a comment down below. All right, stay tuned for my Pro Tools tutorial part 2, intermediate. All right, this is for all my beginners that's tuning in, trying to figure out how to use Maschine for the first time. This one right here is for you guys. On part 2 of my Pro Tools tutorial, I will be going in, I'll be getting crazy, actually going to work on that Pro Tools tutorial. Because if you didn't see my first Pro Tools tutorial, then you are going to be a little bit behind. Check out that tutorial before you jump onto my intermediate class. All right, guys. And like I said, until next time, guys, I'm out.